Artificial intelligence is becoming more and more prominent and prevalent in the world of multimedia. Today, I'm going to walk you through how AI is taking the world by storm when it comes to graphics, music, video, you name it. The role is becoming more and more prominent, and that's why I will begin introducing you to tools such as ChatGPT, Mid Journey, Runway ML, and others. AI is becoming extremely ubiquitous in every walk of life, and art was not left out. Let's jump straight into ChatGPT, which contains the functionality to create graphics. I'm going to give it a very simple command. I'm going to say create a graphic, and I'm not going to tell it what exactly the graphic is. I'm just going to hit enter. Now, bear in mind, this is the paid version of ChatGPT. This does not exist in every version of ChatGPT. So if you are not a paid subscriber, you may not be able to access this functionality. But now it's asking, could I describe what kind of graphic? I'm just going to say anything. I'm trying to show you the best way to interact with the tool. It will require some information, but then again, you could give it no information and it will still come up with an interpretation of what is sensible for now. Here is a serene sunset. Serene graphic. You can view and download the image directly above this message. So you can click on that and download it, or you can click on the graphic itself and you can see further details. Now, I could go a step further and say, using voice to text. I'll click on this microphone and I'm going to give it a very elaborate prompt. I'd like for you to create for me an image of families having a picnic at sunset, lush green grass, realistic, DSLR, high quality. They are sitting next to a lake. There are ducks in the lake, and the kids are feeding the ducks, and everyone looks happy. Now, that is my prompt. It's going to take my prompt and it's going to create something similar to what I asked. Let's blow this up. Bear in mind, this was in seconds. Back in the day, you would give a graphic artist this to do, and it would take them some hours, maybe even some days. When you take a look at the fine detail in this image, it is quite impressive. Let's see if we can open this in a different tab. Or let's open it in Paint. One of the cool things is you can always open these things in Paint. It will download a WEBP file or PB file, and from there you can further adjust. You see those blades of grass. Now, when you zoom into the faces, they don't look that good. In fact, they look a little bit concerning, but it's a good start. They've come a long way. DALL-E has come a long way. Let's zoom in, see a little bit more detail. You see that face isn't as detailed, but it is a good beginning. Except you zoom in, you really wouldn't see. Those are the ducks as requested, and the ducks are being fed. Quite impressive. We've come a long way from when AI was just a thought till now it's reality. It's here. So that is ChatGPT. Now I'm going to show you another tool from Mid Journey. Mid Journey is a tool that you can use to get impeccable art quality. So down here, you can see I have an image of downtown New York. And if you have been to New York, you can definitely relate to these images. It's spot on, isn't it? This is a step above DALL-E in ChatGPT. So let's take that same prompt that we used in ChatGPT, and we're going to put that in DALL-E. So let's take this. I beg your pardon. We're going to take this DALL-E prompt and we're going to put it in Mid Journey. So let's say imagine, which is the prompt, and let's paste that in and watch. Watch the brilliance of the tool. The cool thing about Mid Journey is it does take a little bit longer to come out with images, but it shows you its status because it knows people. We always want our stuff quick, right? So it's 35% done, and boom, all of a sudden it's totally done. Now let's blow this out. You can see it's given us 4 options. Option 1, option 2, option 3, and 4. So when you're counting, count from left to right, 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's zoom in a little bit and see what it's done. Now, again, when you zoom really close, you can see the faces a little bit better, but you can still see some aspects that need a little bit of a fine tune. And that can be done in Mid Journey using the right counter prompts after your first one. Now, if I wanted to go deeper into any of these, let's say number 4 is what I want, I can just click on an upscale. It's going to upscale number 4 for me. And I will say upscale subtle. Then you're going to see a difference between this and the upscaled version. But let's zoom in a little bit more into this one. And you can see that little boy, there's something going on with his face there. Not quite realistic. Let's close these down. And let's go back and see what Mid Journey has done. So this is an upscaled version, and it's still brewing. It's 46% done. But I'm going to show you when you zoom in, there's a number of things you can do with this image. Let's open it up and let's make it 100. Okay, let's zoom in. Let's do that again. So I think now it's done. I don't think it was done completely before. Now it's done. Now, when you zoom in, you can see an even greater level of detail, but that boy's face still looks off. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to correct this. I'm going to try to vary an aspect of the image. So let's do vary region. And I am going to drag it across his face. And I'm going to say the boy is smiling and his features are clear and distinct. And I'm going to hit enter. I need to select more of the image. Okay, so it wants me to select a little bit more of the image. I'm just going to try to select the boy and no more. Okay, so we'll see what it does. Now, there are other ways around this. If you're into Photoshop, this is where your skills could come in handy. You could download the image. You could go into Photoshop or any of the other tools that exist, and you can doctor it up. Even here in Mid Journey, there are ways you can doctor up images. But let's see what Mid Journey does as far as trying to correct just that aspect of the image to be a little bit more precise. So let's blow it up. Let's open it up. And so that is a lot better. At least that boy looks a little bit better than before. Still not exactly, but a little bit better. That first one is a little bit better. And marginally better. But perhaps overall, if you were using this as an image in a PowerPoint, for example, there wouldn't be as much scrutiny. And there's all sorts of things you can do. Now, that was a prompt just given to ChatGPT and brought into Mid Journey. Now, I could go a step further by going into ChatGPT and saying, give me a very robust prompt for Mid Journey to absolutely kill this image. Make it robust and precise. And what it's going to do here is give me a lot of information. When I say robust, I mean like really, really detailed. And that's what it's done. So I'm going to take this, going to go back in here to this same image. And there are either of two things I could do. So I could create a brand new prompt. So let's do that and hit enter. Now, while that is cooking, I could come back over here and I could decide to vary the region again. So I could do this. And I could insert this much longer prompt and see what I get out of the system. Sometimes it's as though you're playing a slot machine because you just never know what could happen. It's like a game of chance, which is why when I use Mid Journey or other tools, I do it repeatedly. I prompt it like up to 10 times to ensure that I get the best possible output. So that's the new one I gave it after varying just a region. And you can see it's giving me some options, but it's still cooking. Let's take a look at the other one up here. So this is the one I just gave it, I believe. Let's see. Is this the one I just gave? Okay, this is the old one. So I'm expecting two more. Okay, so this is the brand new one. Let's open that up. And a little bit brighter. Not bad. It's more like almost like a storybook. And it did go ahead and put the text in, but again, that could always be edited out. But these are some of the options that you have when you're using Mid Journey. It gives you 4 options, very robust, and quite entertaining as well. So this is the new one that I adjusted. Let's see, this one on the right. Okay, that's a bird he's holding. And not bad, overall not bad. So these are some of the options you have for art. You could go on Discord, set up an account, go to Mid Journey, set up an account on the midjourney.com website, and you're off to the races. Okay. All right, so let's go back to calibrate where exactly we are. So we've explored some tools. I've shown you ChatGPT. I've shown you a little bit of what Mid Journey can do. I haven't shown you Runway ML. So now we are going to play with Runway.ml. To do that, I am going to first of all use Mid Journey to give me an image of interest. So I'm going to give it a command here. Imagine a group of musicians playing on the roadside in Cuba. Culturally rich and vibrant environment. Dancing, singing, instruments, and drums. Okay, so I'm giving it a prompt. Now, what I'm going to do while this is cooking is get Runway ML ready, because Runway ML is another great tool that is worth knowing. So this is Runway ML. You can see the website is runwayml.com. Okay. And these are some videos I have created with Runway ML for my music channel, but we're going to do something from scratch. I'm going to show you how to do that. So we're going to go to the dashboard. Again, this is a paid account, so you can create video based on images, based on photos, based on a number of things. I have created quite a number of videos with photos of mine, and quite interesting to play with those and see what exactly they do. But let's go back over here and see what we've got going. Okay, so we have some really nice images, and these are quite nice. These are very, very nice indeed. So let's go back over here and let's choose one. I like the one with the lady playing the guitar and the other guys in the background. So we're going to choose U4 for that one. Remember, that's the fourth, which is why I chose U4. Something else you could do to experiment is do a variation of the same one and see what the AI spits out. That's another fun thing to do. And then when it has given you the options, you can blow them out further. You can zoom them way out, or you could extend the image by extending to the left or the right. So for this one, assuming I wanted to extend it and show some additional people to the right, all I need to do is click on this, and this is going to work on a new version of the image by extending it to the right. These ones over here are variations of the same image. Again, I quite like what it's come out with. Let's expand it and see. That's a very cute one over there. Very, very nice. Very culturally vibrant. I like that mini guitar she's playing. That's a very realistic scene we see, people playing different guitars. So I'm going to choose U3. I'm going to upscale that U3. And this time we will expand it to the left. So I'm going to click left. And then for the ones that I was expanding to the right, just check out the vibrant, lovely alternatives. It's very, very nice. Now that's a cello. Looks more like a cello than a bass. That one's a good one over there. And so is this. So my choice, what I'm going to work on, and you're seeing how I get through all these options, and I just go with the one that I feel the most. I like the turquoise color added there and the pink. So I'm going to go with number 3. So all I need to do is click on 3. And that's going to give me number 3. Click on that and open browser. And this one, I am going to save this. So to save, all you do is right click and save image as. So I am going to save this image as something to my desktop. And I'm just going to say Cuban. Going to save it over there. And then I am going to open Runway ML. So let's bring Runway ML over here. And in Runway ML, I'm going to start a new session and I'm going to drag the image over there. So let me open this up. Open this up. And let me find where I saved it, and then I'm going to drag it into Runway ML. Okay, so here is the image. Let's drag it in and drop it there. Drop. the video. Okay, uploading. And it's going to crop it so that it's exactly 1280 or 768 by 1280. And just make sure we got all the information in there. Hit crop. I usually go with the bottom and then to wherever it can go up, just to make sure I get their feet and don't lose that. And now in Runway ML, what I need to do is give it a prompt. So I could come to ChatGPT again. This is where ChatGPT is very helpful. It could be quite helpful in giving you ideas, prompt ideas. So I could say, give me a prompt for a group of musicians playing in Cuba, culturally rich and exciting. Hit enter. It knows the context of what I'm talking about. This is a very, very robust prompt. So I could take this and I could use it as an alternative. So I'm going to use this as one of my alternatives. And then I'm going to go to Runway ML. And I'm going to put this information in. But for now, let me put this right here. So this is going to be one prompt. You can select 5 seconds as the duration, 10 seconds as the duration. It really depends. For now, I'm going to go with 10 seconds and see what it does. Notice you also have the ability to make it such that it ends on the same keyframe. And in that way, it could be a loop. So if I clicked on this, I could again drop the same loop or the same image rather, so that I get a seamless loop and the video will just repeat itself over and over again. So let's do that. Let's drag this in here. And now the first and the last keyframes are going to be the same. I just need to make sure that I crop it exactly as I did the first image. Okay, so that's cooked. And now I'm going to hit generate. When you hit generate, it shows you again where you are in a queue percentage-wise. So it says your generation is in queue and will start in a few minutes. Most likely a few seconds. It doesn't take minutes. And most times it's very quick. As you can see, it's like 10% every few seconds. So we're going to be done here in a little bit, and we're going to see what it has generated for us. So this has cost me some credits. Not sure exactly how many credits, but it's quite modest. It's not that bad. So let's go ahead and take a look. So I've hit the play button, and there you have it. And because it is looped, it is like a seamless loop, just playing on and on and on, which is a really cool aspect of Mid Journey. When you look at these two guys here, there's there's something not quite adding up to both of them, but hey, we've come a long way, long way to be able to do this. Okay, let's do one more. Let's just go to the dashboard and let's start from nothing. So let's click on this and let's say let's just put this in freeform. Actually, what I wanted to do was to create a video from nothing. So let's see if I can do that. A text prompt is probably what I need. So let's do a prompt. Let's see. I want to create it from scratch and just show you how Runway ML will do it if it was from scratch. So let's scratch that idea for now. I may have been asking the tool for too much, but let's go back to Mid Journey. There's one more image here that I will do a similar video for. So again, what you want to do is make sure you're opening it in browser, because that will give you the maximum fidelity as far as the image is concerned. You want a really clear image. So again, you right click and then you save as. So let's do that. I'm going to save this. And I'm going to put it in that same folder. I put the first one. You can put it anywhere you want in your list of folders. Just make sure you can locate it. And then I'm going to open up Runway ML again. So let's go back to Runway ML. And here we are going back to where we were. And over here, we're going to start a new session again. I'm going to drag the second image I saved, drag it in there, crop the image to your satisfaction. Don't cut off the feet. Like you see, if it was like this, I'm missing some of the lower pieces of content that I would like to show in the video. Go ahead and hit crop. Now that it's all cropped, now you have an option of not putting a last frame. When you don't put a last frame, sometimes it doesn't turn out very well, because the tool, of course, is still in development. And sometimes you could get a final keyframe that is totally different from where you started. So I'm going to use 5 seconds, and you're going to see how much 5 seconds cost. So it's 570 credits I have here, and now I've got 25. So five seconds costs 25 credits. It's still not bad. But let's see what happens now that we didn't have a keyframe and there's really nothing to return it to. Let's see if the characters stay intact. Let's blow it up. Remember, this is just 5 seconds. And let's see. It's not bad. It did kind of stay intact. But again, you can see the camera is kind of going back and forth and bouncing a little bit, which isn't too bad, but it could be better. It could be better, probably more defined if I put in a final keyframe that was exactly like the first. And this is where it gets tricky, because I cropped it a little bit differently. I didn't crop it all the way at the bottom, but I'll just make it close. Okay, let's crop it. And this time we are going to do a 10-second. And let's generate, see what happens. All right, so if you scroll down, you can see where you are in the queue and what is happening. Go into 100% very quick. And let's take a look. Let's maximize it. And let's observe how seamless this is when you have the keyframe that starts it being the one that ends it. Here we go. So less of the camera panning around, still not bad at all. So that is one example for you right there. Let's jump into ChatGPT and do one more. This is a scene from a movie. A man looking extremely frustrated at his desk, scrunching up paper, and is frustrated. Think about this as the pressures of the workplace. It is a portrait, and you can tell he's under a lot of pressure. You can see veins in his forehead. He's sweating bullets, probably because he has been caught in some malpractice. I need you to take this idea. I need you to create a very robust prompt for Mid Journey in a dim lit office, but it's in portrait mode, and his features and detail can be seen very clearly. And with that, I leave it to GPT to give me a prompt that will make this pop. So copy that prompt. We're going to go into Mid Journey again. Into Mid Journey. And here we are. The prompt is /imagine and a space, and paste it all in and hit enter. And it's going to do its thing. It's going to create 4 variations of that prompt, and we'll see what it comes up with. See how good the solution it creates is. Give it some time to think. And looks like it's done. All right. So talking about detail, that is quite a lot of detail there. And it did capture what I was looking for. You can see the wrinkles on his forehead. It's another good one. This guy looks very, very dangerous. And yep, there we go. Those are you see the fist and the detail. Just you see that? The hair on his arms, his facial hair. This is really, really good. So I'm gonna go with 1, and I am going to blow 1 up. So let's do U1. And we're going to experiment a little bit with it. So let's do V1 as well to see what variations Mid Journey can come up with. And just to underscore the ability to change things, let's say I wanted him to wear a tie, a black tie along with this. I could click Vary Region, and I could select just that piece that I want, just that piece. I could use that loop to just go around. And I can say, the man is wearing a loosened black tie with white stripes. And I'm getting quite specific because I want to illustrate to you how far this tool could go. You just give it a prompt that is as specific as possible and push it to the limit to see what it can do for you. Even without asking, it's funny. In the variations, when I hit V1, you can see it's already given me a black tie in this one, which is quite interesting. So it's like thinking ahead of what could I vary in this image. See that? And they're all pretty good. They're all pretty good. I think I prefer the second and the third. Those are good. But let's go to the prompt that I modified. So I said a loosened black tie with white stripes. Let's see how far it went there. So that's not bad. That's pretty close, isn't it? There's another tide, but that has polka dots, but it's okay. I said loosened, and that is more like what I had in mind. So again, not bad. So let's go with this one. And I'm going to take U1 again from the new set. And I am going to expand it. Let's do zoom out ×2. I want to show you how it takes your already existing image and it pans out and shows you all the detail. Imagine if you were an observer standing like 50 feet away, 20 feet away, 10 feet away. Each time you move closer, there's going to be some of the wider level detail that is cut out. Well, when you do ×2, it shows you a more wider view, almost panoramic, if you will. So still cooking. Let's close these. And let's go back. All right, it's cooked now. So let's open it up in the browser. Make sure it's at 100. There we go. So now you can see his office and the details on his desk and stuff. Okay, so we're gonna make this a movie scene. So let's take the first one and I'm going to again modify this image even further by using a left to expand it leftwise, and the books on his desk are interesting. I wouldn't have thought of that as an image, but let's also just do a straight right and let's see if there's anything different in the alternatives we get. So we got the ×2 zoomed way out. And then we've got the second one that I'm doing, which is just a regular detail on his face. I'm going to show you something that we can do with these two images when we get into Runway ML. All right, so here we are, 65% done. And this one, this is done. Oh, that was quick. So let's take a look at this one that's done. Okay, let's get it to 100%. So all very similar. So now that we have 4 options, we're going to go again with U1. And I will save this. Open in browser. Okay, let's get it to its maximum size. So this is going to be one of our keyframes. You probably know where this is going. We are going to use the imagery that we have as keyframes. I'm just going to call it frustrated one. And then going back to the one where we zoomed out like a whole lot, that's going to be our number 2. So this one over here, I believe this is where we zoomed way out. Yes. So this isn't bad, although I would have liked something different there. Let's see. Okay. Okay, I'm just deciding which of these is the best. So many options. Okay, let me go ahead and take number 4. And we'll see what happens with number 4. Bring that up. Open. Okay. Seems like it is number 4 I had chosen prior. Okay. Well, let's just go ahead and see what happens in Runway ML. I've decided I will use one image instead. And then when you do your experiments, at least you understand that you can use multiple images for your end result. So let's go here. Let's release it. This is called frustrated for obvious reasons. And crop. And now we're going to give it more context. We're going to give it the whole story. So let's cut out some of the text. Man in workplace overwhelmed. Okay. Gonna make this a 10, and I'm just gonna use 1 because I really don't need it to loop. I'm quite confident that Runway ML will keep things in their proper perspective and move in as realistically as possible. So this time last year, it was quite good still, but it would make some unreal adjustments as the video proceeded, but I think they've gotten that aspect right. So let's see, here we are. And the camera zooms right into him. I would have preferred some movement because it looks like he's frozen in time. But nonetheless, it's a good example of what could happen. Let me try this. Man banging fist on table, unhappy, and mad. So I'm gonna try a different image. So let's see what happens when we try. Let's just go with one of the earlier ones. Okay. Let's go with number 3. I'm gonna try something new. I love to experiment, and when you use AI, you definitely want to experiment as much as possible because you just never know, which one will end up being that 100 million shot. You know what I mean? So we're gonna call this frustrated 2, and now we're gonna drag it into Runway ML. All right, so let's delete this one and let's drag in our new asset, frustrated 2. I'm going to have to crop it quite severely, but you just never can tell. I want it landscape, and let's crop it. And let's see, scene from a movie. Yelling loudly. And let's try the 5-second version and see what it does. So I hope you're learning from my approach. It's one of iteration, trying multiple prompts, multiple images, and whatever works, works. If it doesn't work, you can always redo. Just make sure you've got enough credits. All right, let's blow this up. Just look at that detail. Look at that detail. Well done, Mid Journey. That's what I'm talking about. That's the kind of emotion I was looking for. So you can see the poor guy is yelling out of frustration. The cool thing about Runway ML is it creates these frames that are not in the original image, but through the ability for the machine to learn, it knows what exactly to do. Now, this is where I give you the long spiel about what exactly is AI doing. And I just call this aspect understanding the AI logic in creativity. So how does AI know what to do? Let's talk about that real brief, because I know it is like a mystery to some people. So let's talk about understanding the AI logic in creativity. Let's talk about basic principles of how AI interprets artistic prompts. And let's talk about the role of neural networks and machine learning in generating art and video. We obviously know their limitations, right? When it comes to ethical considerations of AI in the creative process. Some people have not bought into AI, and I do not begrudge them. I understand that we all have our different leanings, artistic leanings, musical leanings. I studied graphic arts and web design way back in the early 2000s, way back before the consideration of AI in art was not as prominent, as prevalent as it is today. And we need to remember that this is a lot of people's livelihood. Okay, so I understand the sensitivity. I have a family member who's extremely sensitive about use of AI in the arts. And I come from an art background. My mom's an artist, portrait artist, abstract artist, she did lovely still life and portrait art, and in all the mediums, charcoal, oils, pastels. So I grew up in that environment. I would help her frame her art and stuff and follow her to her exhibitions. But going back to this talk about AI systems designed for artistic generation, such as what we're seeing here, such as text to image or text to video, like Runway ML, they actually are relying on complex machine learning algorithms to translate human language into visual or auditory outputs. I've actually written a few books on artificial intelligence, and there's one that I call AI Basics and the RGB Prompt Engineering Model. And I talk about natural language processing. AI systems, they are first going to analyze the text, like this text I'm putting in here. They're going to analyze the text that I'm putting in the prompt, the same as in GPT. And using natural language processing, they're going to extract the meaning, the context, and the keywords of everything that I've typed. For example, a prompt like a vibrant sunset over the ocean, family having picnic by the park, all that stuff, is going to identify elements like vibrant, sunset, ocean, and it's going to analyze their relationships. Now, the AI tool, as you can see in all of these that you've seen, because all of these are based on prompts, sometimes it will create a prompt for itself if you don't give it a robust enough prompt, more or less. But the system is going to convert your textual prompt into a latent space, a high dimensional mathematical representation where concepts such as color, objects, space, styles, and so on are interrelated. And all of this is happening extremely quick in these tools. And it costs hundreds of millions of dollars to train these tools, billions of dollars. But all of these micro steps enable the AI to conceptualize the prompts and create art such as what you're seeing on the screen. When it comes to the composition mapping, based on the training data, the AI will apply specific styles, compositions. Like in Mid Journey, you can say, for example, you could say African American style, or you could say, you could give it prompts like an Asian style, or you could use country specific names, and it immediately knows, oh, that's what you're talking about. Let me give you an example. Very, very quick example here. So here in Mid Journey, I could say 3 men eating African style theme and clothes, rug, artifacts, and enter. I've given it some keywords. What AI is doing here, it's taking this information and it knows the context and it's going to interpret it into certain colors, into certain fields based on its training. Now, I didn't say the men were in a hut. I didn't say I didn't tell it the detail, but as you can see here, this is extremely, extremely African in every way. The cowries, the beads, the dashiki tops they're wearing, even down to some of the food choices, even the salt shakers. See, even the plates, highly, highly, African style. Now, if I did the same prompt, watch this, and I said, 3 men eating Native American styled theme. I'm going to do this a few times just so that you understand the context. And this can also help you when you are trying to unleash the power of the prompts. Let's give it one more. Let's just say, European styles, theme, and clothes. So let's do that. And like I said, all of this, it's all about the training data. The AI is going to apply specific styles, specific compositions, as you can see. Let's take a look at the rug. All I did was change one word or 2 words. And the choice of food, the headgear, the headdress, everything, the feathers, and the detail in each of the characters. This is how AI works. So based on training data, it's going to apply those styles, those compositions, those elements to match your prompt. Another example could be the world of impressionist art. So if I said, watch this, if I said, okay, so this is the European theme. Let's open it. So again, it knows the time and the ages, but this is definitely a European theme, not only because of the characters in it, but the artifacts, the background, the colors, the clothes, the choices, whether we're talking about Northern Europe or anywhere Europe, this will immediately resonate with anyone looking for that theme. Now, I could say three men eating European style themes, clothes, rock artifacts. And I could say impressionist art. Watch what's going to happen. When you say impressionist art, you're taking this. Let's actually do this again. Imagine, that's the prompt. Let's put this in here. What you're doing, it's a signal to it that it needs to think less DSLR or less photo or less some other type of random painting to being more in that vein of impressionist art. If I said specifically, now if I gave it a more narrow choice for the impressionist art, it will come up. Check this out. If I said in the style of Van Gogh, you are immediately going to see a difference in how it approaches the artwork. So this was just vanilla flavored impressionist art, right? And it knew to give it some sort of painting feel. Now, this looks like oil, right? For sure. These are oil, which was big in those days. Right now, coming over here and taking a look at what it's done, this immediately, for those who are familiar with his style, will know that this is definitely looking Van Gogh-ish. It could look probably even more Van Gogh-ish if I gave it a more specific prompt. So I could take this and characteristic swirls and suns and Van Goghisms. And let's see what else it does. So I know for a lot of creative people, they say, why not just do something new? And yeah, I agree. I understand your leanings. These are examples to show you how far the tool can go. So I'm not saying ask it to do things in the impression of any artist. I'm just showing you how to get prompts to be more specific. Okay, so I said Van Goghisms, and I mean now it has upped the ante on the Van Goghisms like a whole lot. You can see those details. These are the Van Gogh swirls. This is how he would draw suns. And I mean, what a genius. I mean, you can only copy, right? It's better to be an original. I know. But again, just talking about the science of it is intriguing. Okay. You might be an artist and you've developed your own style and you want to replicate your style. And maybe you don't have the bandwidth to draw 10,000 paintings, but you can get variations of your own work. Okay. So that's pretty what I'm trying to show you here. So based on training data, the AI is going to apply the styles, the compositions, the elements. If it's trained on impressionist art, it's going to create that. And when it comes to the role of what we call neural networks and machine learning in creating video as well, some key technologies, you don't really care about these, but I'll just tell you nonetheless. We have CNNs, convolutional neural networks. They're used to process and analyze visual elements that enable the AI to recognize patterns like shapes, textures, colors, and training data. Then we have generative adversarial networks, GANs, and they consist of two neural networks working in tandem, um, and it creates new images. And it also has a discriminator which evaluates the quality of generated images. And this interplay improves the realism and creativity of the output. So when you see Mid Journey doing its thing and doing 10%, 20%, it's going back and forth. Okay. And there are many, many applications of this. Systems like what I showed you, Runway ML, it uses similar principles, but it extends these frameworks to create frames sequentially. So this is going to ensure temporal consistency. It's not going to be the same image every frame as I showed you, although you can choose the first and the last frame. AI can modify its outputs, as I've shown you, based on user preferences, can produce very personalized content depending on how you feed it, the prompts, and what you do. One final thing I will show you here that you can do, those of you who are into the world of multimedia, or into the world of graphics, you already know that Microsoft in PowerPoint enables you create stuff pretty quick. But did you know that Mid Journey content working with ChatGPT content could help you create PowerPoints at lightning speed with great quality? In fact, if you are in a bit of a hurry, you may not even want to use Mid Journey, because Mid Journey, it takes its time. You could just use DALL-E, which is embedded in GPT, to do it. So let's say I want to create a PowerPoint about the greats, impressionist artists from way back. Give me a slide deck suggestion of Cézanne, Van Gogh, and give me 3 more. Let's see if it knows who I was talking about. I wanted Paul Cézanne, not Suzanne. Okay, didn't get the memo, but it's giving me some alternatives. Okay, so I could say, okay, so it's gonna add Paul in there. Okay. And the really cool thing is that for the most part, these tools are becoming more and more accurate with their information. So it's given me a bunch of slides. Now I'm going to give it the command. All of this is good. I need you to put it into a succinct slide deck. PPTX file, please. Okay. So I've given it the command. It's going to create this for me. While this is brewing, I could take all of these names. If I wanted to, I could go into Mid Journey and ask it to create art in that vein, but we won't do that right now. Let's click on download the presentation because it's telling me it's cooked. So it's done. And all I need to do is click on that, Masters of Impressionist Art. Click on that, and Masters of Impressionism, and all that stuff. It's been wrapped up into, into a slide deck. Now what I could do is copy all of these because it's not the size I would have liked. Or you could just go into design and change it to a 69, and now it's a 69, and you can move these to the left, and let's get your GPT to the side, and you could say great work, because I like to reinforce it. Great work. Now I need one image for each slide. Hit enter. And now it begins to create the images for you. Now, I've already created some images in Mid Journey. Let's say I wanted to use my images. I could just drag this in directly to PowerPoint, and the touch of a few buttons, and you have a custom made deck using the capabilities of PowerPoint to give you options in the designer. And these are images that were not created before I started working on this. See, now it says I was unable to generate an image due to content policy limitations. So I'll just say, that's fine. Just give me one per slide. Now, what I like about working with ChatGPT, giving ChatGPT the prompts, what I like about it is I can actually go back and forth with it in context, and it understands the context of what I'm saying. So now it's giving me one. I'll say, continue, give me 7 more. Just like that. See what I'm doing here? Give me 7 more. And it's off to the races from here. It just keeps churning them out without missing a beat. See? Now, because the designer understands the context of what I'm doing, it's giving me suggestions. And a lot of these artworks are not done in a PNG. In GPT, it does it in this WebP or whatever the format is called. But to move very quickly, I could use my print screen to move very quickly. And I could just take my print screen of these images and just paste them in one by one without wasting too much time. That's definitely a Van Gogh right there. Very, very incredibly innovative and talented artist, wasn't he? Okay. And I could say keep on going, and it will keep going. And all you do is you come in here and you just tidy it up. You just keep tweaking it up until you get exactly what you want. So the designer is also an AI that you should take advantage of if you're a multimedia artist. And, I could go into how to make a template out of all these pieces of art, because you could keep creating more and more, or you could just have a template that serves as something you could use over and over again. But there you have it. That is how you can incorporate your art, your graphics, and so on. There are a few other tools that you could use if you are into the world of multimedia. One tool that I have gone into a lot of detail on in the previous episode is the tool called Pictory. Pictory is a tool that enables you create video, but it's not video from the same perspective as Runway ML. Instead, it allows you to create video based on huge text strings, and then it curates video from existing videos that go with it. And it's going to take a while for me to explain everything about how it works, so I'm going to endeavor to just put a link somewhere so that if that's your thing, if you want to create video from real footage, B-roll footage, kind of footage that is realistic, that is real, you need to go to Pictory. Okay. And I will endeavor to put my affiliate link below. This is a tool that I use all the time to create tons and tons of video. But you can read the features. If you are an educator, if you're a content creator, you need to have Pictory in your back pocket. So I'll put a Pictory link below for you to download. It allows you to take like a block of text, like pages of text, up to 30 minutes, and it will create a 30-minute video. It'll have at the bottom of the screen the text that is being read. You don't even need to have a voiceover. It will create the voiceover and the video for you. But that's Pictory. Excuse me, that's for a different day. So many things. And last but not least is the tool over here. This tool is called Canva. This is the final tool for today. It allows you to create thumbnails, visuals, and very recently, Canva has added an AI component which allows you to create AI art within Canva for you to use as backgrounds. The sky is the limit. There is so much that is happening in the world of graphics, the world of media, the world of multimedia. In addition to all of these, perhaps I should also mention one more tool that I have found invaluable when it comes to the world of music. So in the world of music, there is something we call mastering. And that is when you create a track, you want to get the track to a standard, a universal standard, such that it can be played on radio, TV, everywhere without hiccups. The tool that I use for this is called Landr, Landr. It's right here on the screen. I'm going to endeavor to put my affiliate links to all these sites below. This is a tool that, when I tell you, saves time and effort in giving you very quick, high quality turnarounds for mastering music. Yeah. And there are a lot of musicians these days who master their own stuff, but this is an added layer of help, especially when you got time crunch. You take a look, the prices are not that bad. Landr, apart from its tool for mastering, it allows you to distribute and use samples. I mean, the list is endless. There are so many tools these days that I cannot cover all of them in this singular episode. The last piece that I should probably talk about is probably where things are going in the next number of years. So we've been talking about ChatGPT and DALL-E, and you see how DALL-E is pretty much embedded in ChatGPT today. Well, right now, ChatGPT has the ability to play chords and store them to a WAV. So where do I see the future going? I see the future going to a place where, before you know it, you will be able to create full-blown tracks in some of these just very standard AI tools. because you got to remember, we're talking about AI tools, everyday AI. We haven't even spoken about like, like really advanced AI tools that do that today, because they do exist. You have tools that can compose music, throw in the voice and all that. But the way I'm seeing it, and I've demoed this on other episodes, but I believe GPT will get to the point where it can do music creation and a lot more. But anyway, that's all I have for today, my friends. If you have found value from this, it has been insightful for you, I would really appreciate you smashing the like button. And if you got any questions, let me know how I can help. I wish you all the very best. Remember, I have books on AI basics and the RGB prompt engineering model, books on artificial intelligence for project managers. I have books that show you how to prompt AI so that it can write you screenplays, epics, film production type of stuff. All right. Thank you very much. I wish you all the very best in your AI journey.
If you have questions, my friends, now is a very good time to ask before we change gears and move into another round of discussions about Pictory. Pictory is a really great tool, and I'd like to give you some insights as far as how Pictory works. Pictory is a game changer. If you're a content creator and you do not know how to use Pictory, you've never heard of Pictory, you want to bookmark this video, you want to come back to it, I'm telling you, it's a game changer. You can make a boatload of gains. You can reduce your cycle time to create content, video and audio. And if you're always wondering, how do I create a nameless channel and things like that? How do I get the voiceover talents? You don't even need to spend that much on voice talents anymore, because it's all done for you in Pictory. So without much ado, let's jump into Pictory. Let's spend some time talking about this game-changing tool. I put in the chat a link to my Pictory affiliate, and just look for it in the chat. I've already put it in there. If this is you got the link. Let's talk about it.
Welcome, my friends. Today, we're going to be taking a look at an AI-powered tool known as Pictory. Pictory has been around for a considerable amount of time now, but it's amazing that a lot of folks still don't know about Pictory. And that's why I'm going to be showing you today how to convert your ideas, your brain power using AI into compelling video. So welcome once again, my friends. Let's talk a little bit about what Pictory can actually do for you and what it is. Today, we're going to talk about Pictory, an AI-powered video creation tool that helps you automate the entire process from script writing to editing and final export. And the aim of the webinar today is to show you how Pictory works, to explain the value AI can bring to video creation, and to demonstrate how you can use these tools to create engaging and value-driven content. I remember once upon a time I would hire people to do what Pictory does for me today, and it would take a long time. The turnaround to get the videos, to get the script writer, to get the editor, to do everything that needed to be done, it would take so long. But now with the power of AI, you can get this done in minutes. And using Pictory is just crazy, because Pictory amps up the efforts. It finds videos that help you exemplify whatever you're trying to teach or describe, and it makes it vivid and compelling. So without much ado, my friends, let's jump straight into the power of Pictory. To get to Pictory, I first of all want to disclose I am an affiliate of Pictory, and I put a link in the chat. Let me show that on the screen for a second. Go to pictory.ai and just follow that link, and it will take you to where you can sign up for Pictory. So again, I am a proud affiliate. I only put my name behind what I believe in, and I truly believe in what Pictory has to offer. I have had discussions with their leadership. I know what they are about, and I highly recommend Pictory. So why don't we go ahead and jump straight into what Pictory looks like. So when you get into Pictory, this is what you're going to see. Let's go ahead and let's begin the adventure. For my friends on Instagram, I didn't forget you. Let's get Instagram rolling as well. All right, so when you jump into Pictory, this is what you're going to see. I'm going to share my screen here. Boom, straight into Pictory. And following the link that I sent you in the chat, let me do that again. Send the link. Pictory.ai. One more time. Okay, or you can just put Praizion in as the code. So when you finally get into Pictory and you're logged in, you're gonna be met with this screen that I'm showing you here. Let's make it a bit bigger. This screen right here. So when you get into this screen, you've got options. You've got text to video, URL to video, AI video editor, images to video, and PowerPoint to video. Now, we're not going to cover all of these today, but I'm going to show you a few of the easy ones, the low-hanging fruit. So let's click on text to video, and let's call the video decision making. Let's say I wanted to create a video as a leader. I wanted to teach my people how to make decisions, or I wanted to free people's minds up as they're making decisions so they have a framework, a method to doing it. I would start off with decision making can be a very challenging endeavor. There is a 6-step framework for doing this. I call this the Dixiv model. Define the decision, identify the why behind it, generate possible outcomes, choose the best outcome, implement the decision, and verify it was good, and tweak accordingly. Boom. So I have an outline for my video. While this isn't a bad outline, I can put more meat on the bone. And those of you AI aficionados out there, you already know how to do this, right? That's a typo. Not that AI would care, it would understand the context. But what I'm going to do next is use another AI tool to take this information and to blow it out to give a more robust video. So to do that, I would go over to ChatGPT. Everyone uses ChatGPT these days, even kids, right? So I'm going to give it a prompt and I'm going to say, I want you to blow this out using my framework to create a compelling tutorial on decision making. Now, watch what I'm going to do after this, because it's given me a how to do it, right? And I'm going to tell it, no, I don't want you just to give me an outline. I want you to write it in a narrative format. So you got to steer AI the way you want. So I'll say, this is great, but I want this written like a mini book in narrative format. Also include some great quotes on the topic. It knows the topic. So you can see I am refining how AI gives me the output by telling it how I want it to carve this outline. I don't want it to just be bullet points. I want it in a narrative format. Now that this is done, and by the way, this is just the vanilla flavored free, by the way, version of GPT. So I'm going to take all of this and I'm going to go back to Pictory right here. Now I'm going to replace all that I had in there with the new, more robust outline. I'm going to take this and this is going to become the title. Okay. And all you need to do at this point is hit proceed. It's that simple. So 2 steps. Number 1, have an idea of what you're going to discuss, what you want to show in the video. Number 2, take that and use the power of AI to blow it out. Step 3, drop it into Pictory and hit proceed. We're going to hit proceed and we're going to allow this to marinate. You can see it is searching for visuals. The really cool thing about Pictory is it has access to a ton. When I say a ton, I'm talking about hundreds of thousands of video snippets. And what Pictory does that is so impressive is it takes your text and it finds imagery, video that will match what you're talking about. That's the power of Pictory. I have used a lot of tools, and I can tell you AI tools that are out there are not, in my mind, as great as Pictory is. Because Pictory is a tool that takes your ideas and very accurately matches the video. I mean, it's not giving you some video that is so far out, so unrelated. No, it is so in line with what you're trying to teach, what you're trying to convey. And I mean, you can use this, whether you're trying, I've done this for teaching leadership, teaching management, teaching even music. It understands the context of what you are talking about, and it introduces very compelling video. So the idea, my friends, that I want you to take away is you have a story and you have a message. You can harness the power of AI to convey your message. And there's a huge synergy between AI and video creation. And artificial intelligence is changing the way we approach video. You might have seen clips from Sora or Runway AI. I have used output from Runway AI in Pictory to further expand on what I'm trying to do. So there's a lot of synergy these days between video creation and AI. So as I've shown you, imagine having AI write scripts based on your input as I've demonstrated. Take the output, after fleshing it out nicely, putting it into a tool that does all the legwork, all the running around that the video editors used to do, curating the videos, curating the B-roll, all that stuff. That's the power of Pictory. Pictory does all of that for you today. Okay. So as we continue to walk through the demonstration, if you have questions, feel free to put them in the chat and I will answer accordingly. All right, so here we have it. It's done all the curation and it's found some videos that go with the different pieces of my tutorial. Now, what I like about Pictory is it takes the content and breaks it down based on your preference into sentence. So sentence by sentence, or you could say, I want a video for every paragraph or for every line or for every period or for whatever you want. And it will build based on that. So at the end of the day, over here we have 64 video clips generated from what I got out of GPT, which was, again, based on my initial prompt. See? And there you have it. By the way, this is a free version of Pictory that I'm using. So this, you can just go in there and begin to explore the power of Pictory for free right now. Okay, and I encourage you to do that. If you haven't logged into Pictory and you're not following along as I'm doing it, I want you to. Okay, so let's see if I can put that link in the chat again. If you didn't catch it, I'll just show it on the screen. Let's put that on the screen again. All right. So Pictory.ai question mark ref is Praizion. Okay. All free. Now, there's of course better firepower when you get a paid version of Pictory. But for now, all you need to do is follow that link that I put in the chat. Okay. All right. So the next step after you have gotten all the video in here is to decide the audio. So you go over to audio, click on the left over here, and you've got two parameters. You got the background music and you got the voiceover. The voiceover allows you to choose which voice will read the script. And Pictory partnered with the cream of the crop with 11 labs. I mean, 11 labs, when you talk about realistic voiceovers, it's 11 labs. And Pictory have partnered with 11 labs to bring you the best of the best. Check this one out. This is Adam, the deep narration voiceover.
Allow the world to live as it chooses, and allow yourself to live as you choose.
Isn't that a compelling male voiceover? Let's check Abby, the female voiceover.
The only thing to do with good advice is to pass it on. It is never of any use to oneself.
And then you can choose the accent. So if you want an English UK accent.
We have committed the golden rule to memory.
Or a female voiceover.
Ideas are the beginning points of all fortunes.
And so on and so forth. You've got quite a number of options here. So let's go for English Indian accent here.
Welcome to Pictory. Did you know that video increase?
So that's one, and you've got others.
Welcome to Pictory. Did you?
Welcome to Pictory. It has been shown that video increase.
So the sky's the limit, my friends. You got Australian accents, New Zealand, South African.
Welcome to Pictory. It has been shown that.
So you can choose whichever voice you want is what I'm trying to show you. The options are endless. Let's go for one of my favorites, something on the calm side.
Logic will get you from.
Lovell, trust a few, do wrong. The world is round.
Okay, so let's use Daniel. Let's go ahead and generate and apply. So you click generate and apply. Oh, low on quota. So this is a reminder that those 11 labs voices, I don't have enough quota on my free account. Now, if I was using my paid account, I would be able to do that. You could top up if you wanted to, or use a standard voice. So let's go ahead and use a standard voice. Here are the standard voices, and there's some good standard voices as well. So here are a few.
A wise man will make more opportunities than he finds.
So I'm going to go ahead and use Harrison. Let's generate and apply. Oh, that doesn't seem to be a standard voice. Let's see. Let's look for the standard voices only. Let's see.
Welcome to Pictory. It has been.
All right, let's try this one. So I think when it says apply, then you know that it's one of the standard ones. So generate and apply will definitely take a lot longer because those are the paid voices. So let's give it some time. It usually shows you the percentage. So right over here, we can see Ava, that spinning wheel is showing you that it's taken its time to to generate the audio. While that's going on, another choice you need to make is on the background music. So let's go to background music over here. In the background music, you can search for keywords. So I could say calm, for example, and gives me some options. So when you find a background music you like, again, you hit apply. This doesn't generate because it's obviously not based on the text. So it's applied quite quickly. But then you need to go over here to this volume button. And when the voiceover is fully rendered, you'll be able to balance the volume of the background music and the volume of the voiceover. Whenever you see this spinning, means that the voiceover is still rendering. It's still rendering there. Oh, the voiceover is applied now. Okay, so what we could do is listen to one of the scenes. So let's balance it out first. Let's balance the volume. So I got voiceover volume. We got to increase this. I think my computer is trying to think because I've got so many windows open at the same time. All right. All right. So I normally go with about 80 to 10, something like that. And once that is balanced out and you are happy with all of the video clips, you can go ahead and just hit download. But there are other parameters to be aware of, like the text on the screen. If you felt that that was too large and you wanted to reduce it, you can click on that. It's giving me some tips, being this is the first time on this account I'm going in. But you can click on this and you can adjust the size of the text. So if I wanted to make it 20 instead of 24, I could do that. And I could apply what I've done to all the other slides so that all the other slides are all 20 in terms of font size. Just like that. And once I'm pleased with the output, I could go ahead and render it. So I'm going to go with what is here. There's many more parameters that I haven't shown you. For example, you've got styles, ready styles that you could apply. So if I click on any of these, the text would change to this style, like through all the slides. You can also change the text. You also have the opportunity to apply branding, which would be a logo and certain colors, a color scheme to all the videos you create from here on out. And then you have elements you could add to the screen. Well, we won't go into all those today. For now, we'll just go ahead and render this video, and then we'll play the video and listen back to it. But remember, this is a free version of Pictory. The paid version, you'll be able to use all of those superior voices. So let's go ahead and click download. And yeah, it's going to download the video that we just created. And it shows you as it goes through the rendering process how far along it is. Okay, so the power of Pictory. So you might be asking, well, what am I going to do with all of this stuff that I'm creating? You can do a lot with it. You can actually start off your own YouTube channel, because there are a lot of people who want to start a YouTube channel and they don't know how to create the content. Pictory will enable you to take a script, take an idea, and create content. And you don't even have to put your voice on it. A lot of folks, they're like, you know, Phil, I'm a bit shy. I don't want to put my voice on it. I don't want to put my name out there. Well, there are a lot of people that are making a killing with faceless channels. And if you have great ideas, you're a good writer, you're good at conceptualization, Pictory might be your way of getting your YouTube channel. A lot of you who are certified through my programs in project management or leadership, you know, I'm always telling you, start a channel. This is how you can do it, even without a word from your mouth. But the power of Pictory, if you got a great idea and you harness the power of GPT to create content, sky's the limit. So we're going to allow this to get towards almost 50%. And at that point, I'm going to hit run in background. And then I'll be free to move away from this page and show you other things in the world of AI. And when that's rendered, I'll come back in and show you what we just created. But again, talking about how you can leverage AI for your betterment. AI, in my mind, is a free ticket to success in any area in terms of creating content for that area. All you need is the concept. What do I want to talk about? You know, I'm not sure if any of you would be willing to send me an idea so that I can run through the idea with you right here. If you're so inclined, my friends on Instagram as well, you can chat in if you've got an idea that you want me to demonstrate for you, how to drive from start to finish. We can actually work on it right now. I'll show you how to write the script. I'll show you how to generate information and even images. You know, one of the things I could have shown you was how you can create additional images for Pictory that are very customized. I'm talking about images, not necessarily video, because you can take the images and bring them into Pictory. So let's click run in background for now. It's going to run this in the background, and when it is done, I'm going to get a notification, and then we'll be able to download it. And this is one of the powers of Pictory, being able to generate this in the background and to actually see it says video generation in progress. So it's doing all that, and I can move away from here. I can go somewhere else. So is anyone not camera shy or bold enough to send me an idea, a concept that you would like me to demonstrate, at least how to write that script? Any takers? I don't see any takers. Everyone's like either busy on a Saturday afternoon, as you should be, having fun, but some of you are looking for how to amp up AI. All right, let me give you an example if we don't have anyone that has an idea to chat in. And let me go to LinkedIn and see if I've gotten any chats there. Any chats in LinkedIn? No chats. Okay, everyone's been camera shy. Well, let's see what's a fun topic that we can put in here. Let's take a topic of the power of nature as therapy. Simple concept. You see how I just came out with that? Thought of something. Nature as therapy. I'm going to show you how to create a video. This time I'm going to use my paid account. So we know that this is generating in the background, right? Showing the progress. So it says generating scene 44, 43. So it starts off counting down. I think they're about 60. It's going to be done soon. But let's take nature as therapy. Let's take that idea. So I want to talk, don't worry about the typos. I want to talk about nature. Let's make it bigger. Nature as therapy. Let's give it some ideas. Flowers, plants, animals, insects, water, light. And then you can make it very specific. You can say, make it a happy, uplifting reminder that we should appreciate and harness the power of nature as therapy. Now watch this. I'm going to give it a case study. Use a case study of Jack, a frustrated employee at a car shop who uses nature as an escape. Make this robust and write in a narrational style. Use the power of quotes. So I'm not coming to AI empty-handed. I want you to understand what is going on here. I've got an idea. I approach AI with that idea. I give it enough information for a robust enough prompt, and I guide it. And I do this in iterations. This is not just a one-time thing. I am going to come back and reiterate and chisel and make changes as I need to. And there you have it. You see, this is why I say GPT and Pictory, they're like partners. They go like hand in hand, because it's writing in the way I need it to for Pictory. See. So I like what it's done, and I'm going to critique it. I'm going to say, this is great, but I need a robust, agnostic, non-story breakdown of nature from the lens I described, insects, etc. Do that, and then get into the story. And boom, it got the memo. It understands what I'm trying to do. And there is the preamble, and boom, it gets into the story. And it gets into the story in a different way, which is, what I like about using AI. It never does what you ask exactly the same way. Now, imagine taking this same prompt, because, I don't just want to focus on the fun. Pictory is the fun. Oh, it's done. It's generated it. And I'm going to play it for you. But, Pictory is the fun. But I don't just want to focus on the fun. I want to show you the technicalities before the fun. So let's take this quote, or this prompt rather, that we had just given it, and let's go into a different tool. Let's go into Gemini, gemini.google.com. Same prompt, boom. And there you have a totally different story. And you can mix and match. You can look at the value of each. And, just with a cursory overview, I like what I got from both. I think both have got an interesting take, right? But hold on to that thought, because we got to go back to our unfinished business. Now, our first video has been fully rendered. Let's click on that. And it opens up this page that says download. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Download. All right. And you can see up there, it shows you the progress. It's done. That was a very, very quick download. Now, let me play for you what our adventure has yielded. Let's go to our video file. You're going to hear it being played in a few moments. You're going to hear the audio. You're going to see the video. And just remember, this is the unpaid version. Imagine what the paid version would be like.
Wrestling cafe, Mia sat across from her friend Alex, wrestling with a life-changing decision. What if I choose the wrong path? She sighed, stirring her coffee absent-mindedly. Decisions, both big and small, shape our lives in profound ways. The process can feel overwhelming, yet it holds the potential for growth and discovery. Remember, Alex said, quoting the great philosopher Aristotle, the more you know, the more you realize you don't know. This idea struck Mia. Perhaps embracing uncertainty could lead her to clarity. Chapter 1. The nature of decision-making. Decision-making is an intricate dance between intuition and logic. It's the art of weighing options, where each choice leads us down different paths. From mundane daily decisions, what to eat for breakfast, to monumental life changes like career shifts, The choices we make are reflections of our values and aspirations. In the words of author and entrepreneur Tony Robbins, it is in your moments of decision that your destiny is shaped. Every choice holds the power to influence our future, making the process worthy of careful consideration. Chapter 2. The decision-making process. Mia realized that a structured approach could ease her anxiety. She began by identifying the decision she faced. Should she pursue a new job opportunity or stay in her current role? Step 1. Identify the decision. Mia wrote down her thoughts, clarifying her goals and motivations. She recalled a piece of advice from psychologist Daniel Kahneman: nothing is more important than a good decision. Step 2. Gather information. Next, Mia researched the new company. She spoke with current employees, read reviews, and considered her own feelings about her current job. Knowledge is power, she reminded herself. Step 3. Identify alternatives. With options in mind, Mia created a mind map, listing pros and cons of both choices. The visual representation helped her see the bigger picture, illuminating paths she hadn't initially considered. Step 4. Weigh the evidence. Mia employed a decision matrix, rating each option based on factors like job satisfaction, salary, and growth potential. As she plotted her scores, she recalled Benjamin Franklin's wisdom: a man without decision may eventually become a man without a destiny. Step 5. Choose among alternatives. After careful consideration, Mia felt a pull towards the new opportunity. It excited her and aligned with her long-term goals. Yet, she hesitated, grappling with fear of the unknown. Step 6. Take action. Don't let fear stop you, Alex reminded her, echoing a quote from motivational speaker Les Brown: shoot for the moon. Even if you miss it, you'll land among the stars. Armed with a newfound sense of determination, Mia crafted her resignation letter. Step 7. Review the decision. Months later, Mia reflected on her choice. Was it the right decision? She had grown in ways she never anticipated, and her fears had faded. As Kahneman suggested, a good decision is based on knowledge and not on numbers. Chapter 3. Tools and techniques. Mia realized that effective decision-making required tools to navigate complexities. She explored frameworks like SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, to evaluate her choices further. Visualization techniques helped her imagine different outcomes. She embraced the 10-10-10 rule. How would her decision impact her in 10 minutes, 10 months, and 10 years? This strategy shifted her perspective, empowering her to act with foresight. Chapter 4. Overcoming biases and emotional barriers. Mia learned that decision-making is often clouded by biases. She recognized her tendency towards confirmation bias, favoring information that confirmed her existing beliefs. Awareness is the first step to change, she reminded herself. To combat this, she sought diverse opinions and embraced uncomfortable discussions. Mindfulness practices, such as meditation, helped her center her thoughts and approach decisions with clarity. Chapter 5. Real-life applications. As Mia navigated her new role, she encountered decisions daily, from team dynamics to project management. She recalled case studies of leaders who thrived by making bold choices. Steve Jobs once said, "Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower." Mia adopted this mindset, understanding that decisive action could lead to extraordinary outcomes. Conclusion. Reflecting on her journey, Mia recognized that decision-making is not just a skill, it's a lifelong practice. Each choice she made contributed to her growth and shaped her path. As she looked back on her experiences, she embraced the uncertainty that life presents, armed with the knowledge that, as Winston Churchill stated, success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Mia smiled, knowing that the art of decision-making was not about always being right but about learning and evolving through every choice.
All right, my friends, remember that over the past number of minutes, you've been watching a video that has not been edited. It's just been created by the power of Pictory, the power of Pictory, Pictory.ai. So if you're just coming to the party, my friends, I am showing you the power of Pictory. again, I am a Pictory affiliate. I have connections with the leaders in Pictory, and I don't want you to think I'm not benefiting from what I'm showing you. I am in some way, because I'm helping an organization I believe in, right, to put their footprint across the face of the earth to help content creators. I am very passionate about content creation, very passionate about book writing. Okay, so I coach people to create content and to write books and to be the best version of themselves. So there ain't no shame in the game. I'm pushing Pictory because it helps me with my agenda to help content creators. And honestly, everyone should be a content creator. If you've been in the world of business, you've been working in organizations for the past 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and you don't have a YouTube channel and you don't have books authored, I ask you, what are you doing? You should have these things in place. So let me introduce you to this guy, Phil, me, right? You can find me on LinkedIn, connect. You can email if you're looking for a coach to help you to create content, to help you get your script written, to help you fine tune your ideas. This is the guy that can help you, okay? In addition to being a Pictory affiliate, I'm also a coach, mentor, and trainer in the world of leadership and project management. My clientele includes NASA, the US Air Force, the FBI, the US Army Corps of Engineers, and many more. I will help you. I'll help you get your dream done and out, if that is something you're interested in. Okay, so that's me. And let's move on to the next thing we're going to be talking about here, which is the script we were cooking on nature. We were cooking a script on nature, and I want to follow through on that script and show you how to land that spaceship. All right, so let me show you this one. Let's go back to where we were. We were right over here, okay? And we were taking a look at the different scripts. So we have a script that has been generated by ChatGPT, and I challenged it to do a better job, and it did. So we're going to take this, and take that script, this script, okay? Okay, this was the final one. So I think you observed the 3 iterations. I did 3 iterations of it till I was happy. Boom. Okay, so I've got that. I also have a similar but alternative script from Gemini. So I'm going to show you how you can incorporate all of these into maybe like an epic, huge epic story for Pictory to create for you. So what we would have done is we would have gone into Pictory as we did in the beginning. So this is where you start, and you want to log in. When you hit login, it goes into the app on your browser. So this is the app, and this is the free version. But I'm going to go away from the free version, and I'm going to show you the paid version. Let's get into some paid version fun with Pictory. Let me bring my paid version up on the screen, because free is nice, but you can only do so much with free. You got to amp things up a little bit. Okay, so let's go to the paid version. Here we go. All right, so this is the paid version of Pictory. Again, you saw the script I generated. I'm just going to plunk the script right in there. Boom. That is the script from GPT. And you might have noticed in the first video, I hadn't really done any editing. So there were places where the titles were blending in to the actual content. That could be fixed with a period. A full stop, as you would say, across the pond. Or here we would say a period. Just put a period at the end, and it will know, okay, I shouldn't blend them in. And I generally don't have to put periods in, but if you're experiencing a lot of blending going from the title straight into content, you might need to use a few periods here and there, and you can always edit and redo. You can always redo it. The only thing to be aware of in the paid version is anytime you generate with premium voices, when you generate with premium voices, you are going to run into your quota being shortened every time you generate a script. So I'll say be careful, but you can always get some additional quota if you need that. Okay, so here we go. Let's get the one from Gemini, because I also want you to listen to what Gemini has done. Gemini can be a little bit Big Brother-ish sometimes, which is a bit annoying. gets all preachy on you and tells you what to do and what not to do. And I'll just say another story about Jack's world. And boom. So I have a lot of content here. I have over 8,000 words or characters, 8,000 characters. That's a lot of words nonetheless. With that done, I'm going to go ahead and hit proceed. Again, this is the paid version of Pictory. The paid version has got more firepower when it comes to the options around the voices, and more firepower when it comes to the length of video that it could create. So right now, the paid version, it could conveniently do 30 minutes of video. That's a lot. That's a lot of video. Okay. For those of you just coming, we're taking a look at the power of Pictory. I'm very passionate about converting what you know into revenues of some sort. Because, you know, everyone's using GPT, but how are you converting GPT into eyeballs, attention, right? Attention and dollars. Grant Cardone says attention, attention. That is the value that you're going to get for yourself. Attention, your videos. If you're a compelling storyteller, you can create very compelling videos, empathetic videos, moving videos. If that's you, if that's where you want to go, if that's the direction you want to go, not only will AI help you create the content, right? Not only will it take your idea, it will also teach you how to create a script, which is absolutely mind-blowing. Our friend Peter says it is great. Absolutely, Peter. I mean, who would have thought you could do this like just 5 years ago? You know, when I was hiring people left, right, and center and having long lead times to create content. Now it is so easy. It's at the snap of a finger. And anyone who's into the world of video, into the world of content creation, you really should look into Pictory. It's something that you really should get. Just have it handy. And if you are extremely enthusiastic about it, you might actually have a career as a video developer, as a content developer, because what I'm showing you is just the beginning. We haven't even scratched the surface of Pictory, because Pictory can take video that you created. And I'm not even talking about AI generated video. I'm talking about video that you created, that you know, speaking on the screen. Pictory can take that video and it can clean it up and it can add more oomph and pizzazz to it. It's truly amazing. So whatever field you're in, whether you're a teacher or whether you are maybe even into the world of public speaking and you've got all of these speeches you've done, and to be quite honest, speeches are great, but they're amped up when you give a visual. Even the great Les Brown, I've seen Les put a lot of video behind what he's doing. This is the tool that will be a game changer for you. So over here on the screen, let's magnify it a little bit. What is it doing? It is creating the scenes, and my goodness, we generated 96 scenes. 96 scenes, but it started with a seed, with an idea. Put the idea into your AI tool of choice, GPT, Gemini, get the output, clean it up, you know, reiterate, you know, iterate it over and over again, and you will eventually get to a script that you're happy with. Then this is your portal right here, Pictory, Pictory. All right, so it says, who uses Pictory? To give you some ideas: marketing agencies, YouTube creators, content marketers, learning and development professionals, education professionals, business professionals. A long list of people use it. Let's take a look at some of the features: text to video, script to video, image to video, add music to video, blog to video. I didn't even show you the blog to video. You can take a link, put it into Pictory, and Pictory will spit out a video. Crazy, right? And not just a video, with a voiceover. That's what makes Pictory so powerful. P for Pictory and P for powerful. So while this is cooking, my friends, those of you who are thinking of starting YouTube channels, I want to challenge you. As we're going through all this content right now, why don't you start your channel? Go to youtube.com. It's free. Start a channel. And I challenge you, create your first Pictory video. Because some of you have been thinking about doing this for a while, right? Some of you want to get out of the crazy, I'm bolted down to my desk and that's the story of my life. And the way to do it is to become a content creator. I have over 4 channels on YouTube, and I have 4 monetized channels on YouTube. So guess how I create a lot of content when I'm not carrying my camera around and filming myself doing things here, there, and everywhere. I'm using the power of AI to generate a script, to generate the voiceover and the video. All right, here we go. So nature as therapy. Let's maximize this so we're going for the kale. All right, so there you have it. 96 slides generated. But going beyond this, if I wanted to have a different style or different text or different branding, I could go to branding and I can select from any of the brands that I have out here. So I have different brands. Let's use this brand. Let's use this one. Yeah, that's fine. It's saying brand changes will be applied to all scenes. Let's go. Let's do it. Boom. And there is the brand applied. Can make it a little bit bigger so you can see. And the text looks a little bit different. If I'm not pleased with that, I can go in here to text or into styles. And I can select any of the styles I fancy. So let's say I fancy that style instead. I can click on that and the text is more visible. So feel free to experiment with your account. Let's say I wanted the black on yellow instead. I could choose that. And if I wanted to change this to black, if it really isn't doing what I wanted it to do, I can always change the text color over here. I'll do that. And let's see. I might have this hardwired in my branding, but it takes some playing around with. If you're not getting the output you want, you may need to go into your branding and choose the brand or remove the brand, right? If you don't want a brand, say none. And then you can go back in here to your styles and you should get what you're seeing there straight up. So let's go to the yellow again, yellow on black, and try that. Still not. Very strange. It might be because of the highlight. So maybe it's the highlight color, because there's so many variables that you need to address in Pictory. So it's the highlight color. But assuming I get what I want and I wanted to apply this to the entire set of slides, I can just do apply to all. And now everything is yellow, background, and black. But for now, I'm going to stick to one of my brands. Let's try this one. See if it, okay. So that's my PLI brand, and it's got the PLI theme. PLI just means Project Leadership Institute. That's another brand that I'm affiliated with. All right. So I like what I'm seeing. Assuming I wanted to include some personal pictures or imagery of mine, I could go to visuals and I could click on the uploads button. So this will show uploads that I have made in Pictory prior. So let me go with this one. All I do is click it and boom, that's me. Or I can look for other imagery. So if I wanted this one instead, I can add that. I can add that. There's my mentor, John. We won't add John today. All right. And there you have it. So you can go into all of these and modify them accordingly. Okay. When you're happy with that, go into the audio. Again, find a nice background. Let's reset this to 100. You can choose audio you like. Let's listen to this. That's one of my favorites. So I like that one. Or you could just do calm, space, airy. Something in that world. Ah. That's more like it. Or this. Not that. Not that. That's nice. That's nice as well. You see, I'm like a kid in a candy store, being a music person as well. So many options. All right, let's go with Amber Nectar. And then let's go to voiceover. So this is where I get to show you the power of the paid voices. Because all along, I just showed you the standard ones. I really wasn't able to apply some of the higher end ones. So here's Amanda.
Sometimes it is better to lose and do the right thing than to win and do the wrong thing.
It's nice. You even have ASMR voices here, by the way. This is Brian.
We have committed the golden.
Rather deep. So I'm going to streamline this. I'm going to go with a gender, female, and I want it to be calm. Let's see. So let's go with audiobook, ASMR, meditation, narration. And here's some options.
The only thing to do with
Nope.
work while you have the light.
No.
Work while you have the light.
Not bad, but a bit strong.
Never mistake motion for action.
Oh, yeah. This is like one of my favorites. I'm surprised I haven't favorited it. Yeah, there we go. Emily's definitely one of my favorites. Very calm and very even. Here's another one.
Ideas are the beginning points of all.
Nice. But I know Emily works because I've used Emily on my channel. If you've listened to some of my video on my personal channel. So let's go with that. Generate and apply. Okay. And it's showing you the progression, 0%. And I should say that these 11 labs voices, they are quite substantial. They take time to render, but when they are rendered, it is worth the wait. It's worth the wait. So this is about 22% done, which isn't bad. That's pretty quick for a few seconds. But going back again, while that's rendering, I want to speak to those of you who are thinking of having YouTube channels. I want to encourage you. What are you scared of? What are you afraid of? Why don't you have your YouTube channel? You should. It is so easy. Go straight to YouTube, youtube.com. Nowadays, it is absolutely free to broadcast your message. So what are you waiting for? What are you shy of? You know, I remember back in the day when I was just starting, I was a little bit conscious of getting on YouTube. But I realized that if I didn't, people wouldn't know what I was about. People wouldn't be able to find my message. They wouldn't, you know, it would just be by chance. So to up the ante, to increase the possibility of people finding me and people running into content, because you got to understand my story. So if you go to the @Praision channel, you'll be able to hear my story. And part of my story is that, let's go ahead. We can chat later. Let's go ahead and attend to this other part of business first. So it's applied. Let's go to the button over here and 10 and all the way to about 80 something. And then you can always listen back to it. You can have a preview. So let's have a quick preview of the scene. Takes a few seconds. All right. And like I say, every
1. Studies show that interacting with greenery can reduce stress, improve mood, and enhance cognitive function.
So I like that. I'm going to take it down just a little bit because I want more of the music. The music is really chill, so that's good. That's the feel I'm going for. Let's listen.
One. Studies show that interacting with greenery can reduce stress, improve mood, and enhance cognitive function.
I like that. Okay. So now that's done. There's really not much more to it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to hit the button. But before I hit the button, let's go ahead and reduce the span of the text. I found that when it's 90, it doesn't come out completely clean on the edges. So I'm going to move that down to about, let's do 70 something. All right, now I can be rest assured that everything fits on the screen. I'm going to hit apply to all. Apply to all. Okay, boom. All right, spend some time going through what you've done. You can see the logo that I've put there. You can always adjust the logo, the transparency of the logo, the positioning of the logo. You can move it around and do whatever you want with it if you're working on like a corporate gig and you're doing this for a corporate client. Okay. Many of you should be out there doing this for corporate clients that can't help themselves. They have no idea how to do video, but you can look in your region, just in your state, you know, make connections and advertise. When you really get into this stuff and you're good at it, you can actually make a living out of it. You can help people who they don't want to be involved in Pictory. They don't want to do Pictory themselves, but you can do Pictory, all right? You can take their message and you can make a compelling video of it and boom, deliver it into their hands and they'll be willing to pay for it. Okay, so anyway, let's go ahead. Let's see, is there anything else? So other than that, I think I've gone through all that's on the left-hand side. Yes, I have. Okay, well, let's go ahead and hit download. And this is going to create another banger for us because when it's done, we're going to have roughly 8 minutes of audio. No, 12 minutes of video and audio. And it's done with a professional voice, and you'll be able to watch that. And when it gets to 25, I'll be able to go into background mode and teach you some other stuff about AI. So you didn't escape. Back to the topic of why don't you have a YouTube channel? Seriously. So in my case, I didn't have a YouTube channel that had my face on it. I was, you know, camera shy. I don't want to put my face out there. I don't want people to see me. And if you have listened to my story on the Praision channel, you realize that I went for a period of 9 months without employment. Think about that, 9 months. I didn't have Pictory back then because I probably would have jumped into Pictory and tried to sell it and you know, made videos and stuff. But I had to reinvent myself, and at that time there was no Pictory. So it was, they got to see you. They got to know. They got to put a face to the name. And I decided, okay, there's no point hiding. Let's go ahead and hit run in background. There's no point hiding. I got to come out of the closet and let people see who is behind this so-called voice teaching us leadership and management. So I'd already kind of been hibernating underground for about 2 or 3 years. I'd been putting stuff out on my voice. Some of you might have been one of my students that encountered this product, which is called the Project Management Audio Digest. So I had started creating audio materials and stuff like way back, but I hadn't put like video, like my face on the video. And yeah, went without work for 9 months and decided, no, that's it. I got to go out. I'm going to starve. I got to put my face out there. So I started my channel. And if you've also listened to my message about how I got to train in project management and leadership, you recall I made an alliance. I promised, if I can come out of this exam alive, I'm going to train everyone, teach everyone about this exam. So part of my vision and my mission is teaching people leadership, project management, communications, and now agile, right? And of course, now Pictory. So I have a goal, right? My goal is to help people find their voice and their true north. So for you who is watching right now, what is holding you back starting your channel? You have a message, you have an idea to share with the world. Don't hesitate. A wise man once said, there are a lot of people taking their greatness to the netherworld, to the grave. Don't do it. Start a channel and start making an impact, start making a difference. And Pictory can help you do that, regardless the message. You know, I've done everything from sports videos, videos on cooking, videos on food, videos on baking cakes, videos on leadership, videos in project management. And Pictory is my tool of choice because it works like a silver bullet. It takes the script and it makes the script into a compelling visual story. And this is just the beginning. I've only shown you 1 out of the 5. You know, something else Pictory does for me is, let's say I've done a video and I want to amp the video up. Take the video, put the video into Pictory, and Pictory creates a transcript of that video. You can then take the transcript and spit it back into Pictory and have Pictory create compelling video so that your face and voice could be interchanged in a tool outside of Pictory, but you got 2 videos now. You got the Pictory generated video, you've got the you video of you speaking, and you can use video editing tools to appropriately cut in the right places and show the B-roll. And you got a world-class video to share with your audience. But I might be getting a little bit ahead of myself. Let's talk about just starting a channel. I challenge you, start a channel today. I've shown you how you can start a channel. We created a free video. Some of you were watching for 5 minutes. This next video that's about to be done here, that shows scene 96 is processed. Processing completed and now generating the video. So it's counting down. When we get done with this video, you are going to see how you can create professional, compelling video for your channel. You should start your channel today. Seriously. There is so much that you would gain from starting a channel. For me, beyond the value and the benefits and the money, which I'll tell you, it does help you with that. It's really putting your message and your thoughts and your ideas out there and helping people, helping an audience with your message, with your voice, whatever that is. But imagine if you're able to create compelling videos. And I've seen so many of the videos, and I know, yeah, that's Pictory. I've seen so many of them on YouTube. In pop culture today, there's a particular topic which will remain nameless that is very big in the news. And honestly, I see so many videos on YouTube that I know were created with Pictory. And I just smile. I'm like, yeah, Pictory power. So join the Pictory bandwagon. For those of you just coming, if you're asking what tool am I showing, it's Pictory, right? Go on down to that link that I've put in the chat for the 3rd or 4th time. Those of you on Instagram, I should probably put that in there again for you. So I apologize if you were looking for the link and you did not know where to get it, because we have friends watching on 5 different platforms right now. Let's go ahead. Instagram friends, there you have it. There's the link. And yeah, join the Pictory bandwagon and benefit wildly from Pictory. So we can see the countdown is happening. And then with the longer files, it takes a little bit more time for it to render the video. But now's a great place for any questions. If you've got questions or you want me to walk through anything with you, maybe you're already a Pictory user and you're wondering, How would he do that in Pictory? Perhaps I can give you some ideas. Let's go to the login again, because I want to walk through some of the possibilities in Pictory while this cooks. Yeah, it's cooking. All right. So over here in Pictory, we've already done text to video. You can also do URL to video. You can get a URL from anywhere. See if I can find a URL to demo this for you. Let's see. I got to go back into my history to find something for you. So I'm going to go to our website, the Praizion website, and I'm going to use a link from here. Let's put a link in here. Put a link in here. So URL to video. I'm just going to drop this link, which is from our website. And I'm going to hit generate video. And you're going to see more Pictory magic while video is generating. But you can start off with a blog, a link from a blog, and you can put that into Pictory. It could be about anything. But what it's going to do is harness the power of AI to create a script based on a link. And it could be any link. So over here, you see this is the PM Inspiration blog that I have on the Praizion channel. It's showing you what it is, but it's taken that and boom, it's giving you an AI-powered summary, just like that. And you already know what comes next, because from here, all you need to do is keep following. It's going to create a storyboard, and the process that we went through with this one, we're going to go through with that. And it's quite close to being, it's almost done. Give it a little bit more time and it should be done hopefully soon. But coming back to this new one, this is creating a video with a blog link, just a blog link, and boom, it's done. It's done. Isn't that just absolutely crazy? The other cool thing about Pictory is you can use two instances in one browser. So this is what we were working on before I went over to this link to blog link to video, and you can go back and forth, but you will always get the notifications, as you can see here. So it's saying the Nature as Therapy video is done. So we're going to click that, and we're going to hit download. And while that's downloading, I can also come over here. Oh, this is a nature one. So I can come over here to the new one we were working on. And I can finish it off. I just go over to audio. Again, select an audio you like. It's already selected one for me. And then the voiceover. I could choose any of the voiceovers. Let me see one that may not take too long. So I'll just go to one of the generic ones so it doesn't take too long. Hit on apply. The standard ones, they don't take that long. So that's that. All right. Well, I think our video has downloaded. So now it's time for us to, again, sit back, and sometimes just fun to watch videos that you generated yourself using the power of AI. And I'm going to put the video on the screen, and you are going to see what we created together in a few moments. You saw it all. You saw me do it from beginning to end. There's no film trick. It's what you saw. What you see is what you get. All right, let's listen in. Video created with Pictory. Here we go.
Plants and flowers. On connection to nature, plants and flowers are not just beautiful, they are vital to our well-being. 1. Studies show that interacting with greenery can reduce stress, improve mood, and enhance cognitive function. 2. Aesthetic and aromatic benefits. The sight of vibrant blooms and the fragrance of fresh foliage can elevate our spirits. 2. Nature's colors stimulate our senses, while scents from flowers like lavender and jasmine have calming effects. Animals. 1. Companionship and joy. Interactions with animals, whether pets or wildlife, can evoke feelings of happiness and comfort. 1. Research has shown that spending time with animals can lower blood pressure and reduce feelings of anxiety. 2. Lessons from nature. Observing animals can provide insights into resilience and adaptability. 2. For example, watching birds build nests or squirrels gather food can remind us of the importance of preparation and community. Insects. 1. Biodiversity and ecosystem health. Insects play a crucial role in our ecosystem, pollinating plants and aiding in decomposition. 1. Appreciating their intricate behaviors can deepen our understanding of nature's interconnectedness. 2. Mindfulness and observation. Observing insects like butterflies or bees encourages mindfulness. 2. Watching their delicate movements can ground us in the present moment, fostering a sense of peace and wonder. Water. 1. Soothing sounds. The sound of water, whether from a flowing stream, a waterfall, or ocean waves, is known to have a calming effect. 1. It can lower stress levels and promote relaxation. 2. Symbol of renewal. Water symbolizes cleansing and renewal. 2. Engaging with water, whether swimming, sitting by a lake, or simply listening to its flow, can evoke feelings of refreshment and clarity. Light. 1. Natural light and mood. Exposure to sunlight increases serotonin levels, enhancing mood and fostering a sense of happiness. 1. Natural light helps regulate our circadian rhythms, leading to better sleep and overall well-being. 2. The beauty of sunrises and sunsets. Watching the transition of light throughout the day can provide a moment of reflection and gratitude. 2. The colors of a sunset, for instance, can remind us of nature's artistry and the beauty in change. Mindfulness in nature. When practicing presence, spending time in nature encourages mindfulness, the practice of being present. 1. Engaging fully with our surroundings can reduce anxiety and increase emotional resilience. 2. Nature walks. Walking in nature, paying attention to sights, sounds, and smells, can enhance mental clarity and boost creativity. The story of Jack, finding solace in nature. In a bustling city, Jack, a mechanic at a local car shop, felt trapped in a cycle of monotony. Each day blurred into the next, filled with the clamor of tools and the frustration of demanding customers. The stress was palpable, leading him to seek an escape. One evening, after a particularly exhausting shift, Jack stumbled upon a nearby park. The lush greenery beckoned him, and he decided to venture in. As he walked along the winding paths, he was enveloped by the beauty of the world around him. A connection to plants, the vibrant flowers caught his eye, their colors bursting against the backdrop of green. Jack recalled how research had shown that simply being around plants could uplift one's mood. He paused to inhale the sweet scent of blooming lavender, feeling the tension in his shoulders ease. Inspiration from animals. As he wandered deeper into the park, he observed a family of squirrels playing in the trees. Their carefree antics reminded him of the joy in simple moments. Jack remembered that interactions with animals had therapeutic effects, providing comfort and companionship. The dance of insects. Suddenly a butterfly flitted past him, its delicate wings glimmering in the sunlight. He watched in awe as it danced from flower to flower, embodying resilience and beauty. Jack felt a spark of inspiration, realizing that he too could rise above his frustrations, just like the butterfly. The calm of water. He soon found himself by a small pond, the water shimmering under the golden light of the setting sun. The sound of gentle ripples calmed his racing mind, and Jack understood the soothing power of water. He closed his eyes, listening to the symphony of nature, the rustle of leaves, the call of birds, and the soft lapping of water against the shore. The embrace of light. As the sun began to set, Jack was mesmerized by the changing colors of the sky. The warmth of the light wrapped around him, igniting a sense of hope and renewal. He realized that embracing nature not only provided an escape, but also a pathway to personal growth and clarity. A new routine from that day forward, Jack made it a point to visit the park regularly. What began as a mere escape evolved into a ritual that enriched his life. He took up photography, capturing the beauty of flowers, animals, and the subtle changes in light. Each visit grounded him, allowing him to return to work with a renewed sense of purpose. Jack's transformation exemplified the profound impact of nature on mental health. He learned that by immersing himself in the natural world, he could harness its therapeutic powers to navigate life's challenges. In the words of John Muir, "In every walk with nature, one receives far more than he seeks." For Jack, the journey through nature was not just an escape. It was a pathway to rediscovering himself, finding solace in the beauty and simplicity of the world around him. Another story about Jack's world. Jack, a mechanic at a bustling car shop, was a man trapped in a world of grease and gasoline. The constant hum of engines, the acrid smell of burnt rubber, and the relentless pressure to meet quotas had worn him down. His days were a monotonous cycle of tightening bolts, replacing filters, and dealing with irate customers. The once vibrant spark in his eyes had dimmed, replaced by a weary resignation. One day, as he was struggling to diagnose a particularly stubborn engine issue, a small, colorful butterfly fluttered past the garage window. For a moment, Jack's attention was diverted from the mechanical intricacies of the car to the delicate beauty of the insect. The butterfly danced in the sunlight, seemingly carefree, oblivious to the chaos of the world around it. Inspired by the butterfly's carefree spirit, Jack decided to take a break. He stepped outside and found himself in a small, neglected garden behind the shop. The garden was overgrown with weeds, but amidst the chaos, there were still signs of life. A few struggling rose bushes, a patch of wildflowers, and a small pond teeming with tadpoles. As Jack began to tend to the garden, he felt a sense of peace wash over him. The rhythmic sound of his shovel striking the earthy scent of the soil, and the gentle warmth of the sun on his skin were all soothing to his senses. He found himself lost in the task of weeding, pruning, and planting. As the garden began to flourish, so too did Jack's spirit. He started to notice the beauty in the everyday, the intricate patterns on the leaves, the vibrant colors of the flowers, and the graceful flight of the birds. He even began to appreciate the insects, once seen as mere pests, for their vital role in the ecosystem. Jack's newfound appreciation for nature had a profound impact on his work. He began to approach his tasks with a renewed sense of purpose and creativity. He saw the intricate workings of an engine as a marvel of engineering, much like the delicate balance of nature. He also found himself more patient and understanding with his colleagues and customers. As the seasons changed, so too did the garden. The vibrant colors of spring gave way to the lush greenery of summer, the golden hues of autumn, and the stark beauty of winter. With each passing season, Jack's connection to nature deepened. He realized that the garden was more than just a physical space. It was a metaphor for life itself, with its cycles of growth, decay, and renewal. One evening, as Jack was sitting by the pond watching the sunset, he felt a profound sense of gratitude. He had found solace and healing in the natural world, a simple yet powerful remedy for the stresses of modern life. He had learned that true happiness comes not from material possessions or professional success, but from a deep connection to the natural world and the simple pleasures it offers. As he gazed at the stars twinkling above, Jack thought of the words of the ancient Greek philosopher Aristotle. In all things of nature there is something of the marvelous. He realized that the power of nature as therapy lies not only in its physical benefits, but also in its ability to inspire awe, wonder, and a sense of interconnectedness with all living things.
All right, my friends, remember, over the past number of minutes, you've been watching a video that we created together. We created it right here. We had a friend of ours jump in a few seconds ago, Mana Mohammed. Thank you for coming through, my friend. And just remember that you also have the opportunity of rewatching this over and over again. Just bookmark it, come back to it. It is not going away. All right, my friends. Well, that is pretty much all I have time for today. But if you have any questions or concerns, I do want to answer them before I hop off the call to my next meeting. I want to say thank you to Peter for chatting in earlier. It is indeed awesome to behold the power of Pictory. I call it Pictory power. For those of you that want to take advantage of Pictory and you want to get on the bandwagon, the Pictory wagon, click on that link. I'm going to put the link in the chat. For those of you on Instagram, thank you for coming through. My Instagram friends, you can find the link. I have pinned it right there. And I implore you, don't just watch the video and do nothing. No, take action. Create a video. Start being a storyteller. What story do you want to tell? I mean, we are so spoiled now by AI. AI can tell any story for you. All you need to do is ask it. I know some of you are wondering, how can I learn more? Well, let me introduce you to a very simple book on AI that I wrote. It's called AI Basics and the RGB Prompt Engineering Model. This is a good book to get started on so that you get fluid with your prompt engineering. You can find this everywhere books are sold, on Amazon and so on. You can also look for my other books. I've written a book called The Hollywood Model. It shows you how to create big, humongous, epic stories using the power of AI. I also have a course on Udemy about this, how you can write with AI. It's also called The Hollywood Model. You can find that on Udemy. All right. So if you want to take this up a notch, if you want to scale this up, you can scale it all the way up, my friends. The choice is yours. I'm just a conduit. I've shown you that it can be done, right? I've shown you how to get started. It's using the power of Pictory. And there's so many other tips and tricks I would have loved to show you, but that will be for another time. Thank you for joining me. If you found value from this, smash the like button. For those of you who've given the hearts, thank you very much. Smash the like button and share it with someone, because you just never know. There might be a creative person, maybe a friend, maybe a family member in your life that needs to amp up AI.